We have more evidence that players will be able to make Yasuke gay in Assassin's Creed Shadows, as well as the other main character, Naoe. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Also, hit that like button. Let's send this video to the top of the YouTube algorithm. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com, and this new piece of evidence comes from YouTuber Joraptor, who spoke with the game's associate narrative director, Brooke Davies. This is what he reported on X earlier this week. He says both Yasuke and Naoe have unique romances, so different character they can romance instead of the same. He then added same-sex romance is back for both characters. In a YouTube video that he uploaded earlier this month, he said this: romance are back and seems like they're going to work a bit different this time. For one, just like in Odyssey and Valhalla, we can still choose to pursue romantic relationships or not. But because there are two completely different playable characters, they will now have both their own unique romances. While in Odyssey, for example, both Alexios and Cassandra had the exact same options. There will still be same-sex romance options for both characters, just like the previous RPGs, but it seems that the overall focus is a lot more on platonic relationships, so without the romantic features. As for what Brooke Davies told him, this is how he quoted her. I think something that's unique in Shadows is we're going to have some more developed relationships, a change to really get close to people, get to know people, all sorts of different relationships for Naoe and Yasuke to explore. So it's not like a dating simulator. Like, we do have a really more serious relationships, a long-term relationship to develop, some lighter romances as well, but you get to know some of these people quite well and pursue something. So obvious confirmation there of the same-sex romances from Ubisoft here, as reported by Joraptor. He went on to speculate on who might be possible romance options, and he said, we already know about some key characters like Oda Nobunaga, one of the most powerful men of this era, who will give a prominent role to Yasuke in his army, and Bayashi, Nagato, Naoe's father. But there will be way more characters we meet, of course, that we don't know about yet, and some can be romanced. He then stated this: I, by the way, also learned that we cannot miss any romance options depending on choices. So lots of new information here to unpack. I think this confirms what my speculations were based on this blog post in May, where it definitely did indeed sound like they were confirming same-sex relationships for these characters. This is what Ubisoft posted. Naoe and Yasuke's disparate personalities also lead them to have different relationships and rapports with other characters, and they don't always feel the same way about people, nor do people always feel the same way about them. Ubisoft then said romantically, they will also attract and be attracted to different types of people. Through the pair, players will get to experience a multitude of relationships. So I think it was very clear there what they were telling us was going to happen. Obviously, they weren't explicitly stating it, but you know how these people like to be. They play all these word games. They say things without specifically saying it. But we figured out how they communicate, and I thought it was very clear there as well. And now, obviously, this report from Joraptor pretty much confirming that Yasuke will indeed be gay, or there will be gay options in this game. And this is just absolutely anathema to this game, to this era. It's an insult to, I think, the Japanese people that they're going to be allowing a lot of this stuff. And they want you to think that this is real history, because Charles Benoit, who is the game's director, he actually spoke to Xbox Wire and said that the intention behind the game is to teach players about the history of Japan during the Sengoku era, which is the time period that the game is set in. This is what he said: we're at the end of Sengoku era in a turning point of Japan history. Assassin's Creed is well known for its depiction of the history and accurate recreation of the world, and it's what players can expect with Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're showing real historical figures such as Oda Nobunaga and a lot of events that happened during that time. So you're not only playing in feudal Japan, but learning about this fantastic time period. That's right. He says you're learning about this fantastic time period. They have the intention to make you think that you're actually learning the truth about this. And then they're going to allow players to have sodomitic relationships with other characters. It's absolutely wrong. You should not have that choice. It is indeed evil. And they're trying to normalize and promote this stuff and trying to get you to be to degenerate while playing their game and then have that power over you because you are now weaker by having taken part in it. So this is absolutely sick. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm glad this game is getting so much backlash for how it's disrespecting the Japanese. It's disrespecting their history. It's disrespecting their culture. And honestly, it's not just the Japanese that they're disrespecting. It's an insult to anyone who thinks that who's actually believing their lies, because they are indeed lying. And they think that people aren't going to realize this. They think you're too stupid to realize that they're just absolutely straight lying to you and using this game as a piece of propaganda to push their degenerate woke ideology. I mean, it's absolutely sick. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm here for this game to absolutely crash and burn, which it looks like that is indeed what is going to happen given all of the backlash against it. So I hope this is the game that pretty much ends Ubisoft. It might be the beginning of the end for them. We'll see. They've got a couple big games coming up here. Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of them, and Star Wars Outlaws is the other. If both of them are absolutely utter failures, it's not hard to imagine that things are going to go very south very quickly for Ubisoft. But these are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys make of this. What do you make of the fact that Ubisoft is now confirming that Yasuke players can make Yasuke gay in this game and make Naoe gay in this game? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.